starts on the grid.
They allow parents back on the track after the sighting lap just to make sure before the start these kids are in the right spot. Pointing to the light, it is on and it is off. Another good start for Cruz Texter, and he looks over right away.
Cruz Texter takes a look to the right side, but I think he's going to lead him into turn one. He does. And Cruz Texter this morning, you could see he's hanging off that motorcycle. He is a different rider today.
Yeah, he was a little disappointed with yesterday's result. Even though he was right there early, just kind of toward the end of the race, I think you're going to see a little bit more aggressive out of Cruz today.
We see there's a little bit of a gap to Chase Jazikoff in second place, so he did get a good start himself, and I believe that's Nico Bandel in third place, the guy that's been probably has the most aggressive body English out there, hanging off the back, sitting on the rear fender of that bike, hanging way off, and I believe that's him. He's got the softer tire as well on that motorcycle. As we see, Cruz Texter is gone at the moment.
And you mentioned it before this race. We watched Cruz there in the lead. Yesterday, he didn't stick his knee off at all. And you can see today, he looks like a totally different rider there, almost dragging his knee.
Yeah, and Cruz Texter rides a lot of dirt track, right? So he was kind of sat in the middle of the seat, dirt tracking the thing around a little bit, and now you can see he's gotten a lot more comfortable as he rolls into turn one here, and he's hanging way off. As we look at Nico Bandel, probably has the most, stylish, lean off, as we say, road race style on that motorcycle. But things are tightening up. The top three are kind of getting close with Cruz Texter, Chase Jazikoff, and Nico Bandel stretching away from Ron Masanga and Cooper, his brother.
Yeah, you mentioned Cruz doing a lot of flat tracking, which goes left. This direction of this track is a lot more left-handers for Cruz, so I think it's another thing that gets you a little bit more comfortable, and you have a little bit more, he has a lot more laps going left.
And Raj, I got to tell you, at 111.5 from a standing start, he qualified at a 111.2. That is a really fast start from the standing start. I expect him to get into the 110s the way Cruz Texter is riding right now.
Second part of the track, he's pulled out to about a second lead.
And you can see 1 through 5, they're all about the same gap apart. Definitely a lot different race today.
A lot different race. 5 of them are still pretty close, but you see Chase gets through that chicane back there really well.
Skipped a 110, a 109.3 from Cruz Texter. Chase Jazikoff does a 109.3 as well. They're now separated over a second to Nico Bandel. And wow, they're really stretching this away, but Chase Jazikoff says, hey, buddy, I'm coming back after you.
This part of the track looks like Cruz is a little better. See how he starts to kind of pull away a little bit as they start to go up the hill. It's going to be almost wide open through there on one of these XR50s. Cruz has a little bit of a look over his shoulder.
You're getting tucked in right away. And we see Cruz, when he goes left, he hangs off a lot, right? When he goes right, he kind of sits a little bit more in the middle of the seat, and we notice that Chase kind of has the same style left to right, and he maybe goes a little bit better through the right side as Cruz is a little bit better through the left.
Cruz went a little wide out of that little chicane there and lost a little bit of time, but this right here where Chase, look how far back he is through the chicane. The second part of it, he carries a lot more speed.
The number one for a reason, and he's chopping the track in half down the front straightaway as Cruz leads another lap, 109.7, but Chase a couple tenths faster, tightening up this race for the 1-2 positions.
It's a different position for Cruz to be in today. He's, wasn't the leader yesterday. Yesterday was kind of the guy chasing the guys down in front of him. It's a different spot for Chase as well. He led a lot yesterday, so just see how it kind of tightens up each section of the track.
It'll be interesting to see how Cruz Texter plays this with 4 laps remaining. Yesterday, he started to look around a little bit. As he sees, he takes a peek to the left of him. We'll see if he keep his head down. He seems way more focused today and really wants to win this race.
Yeah, really wants to win this race. See, he is kind of looking around. He's got the races in front of him. Chase is right there behind him. I'm sure you can hear him now at this point.
Yeah, I had a small chat with Cruz yesterday, and I was like, man, if you're racing race forward, it's always tough, though, when you're leading.
See Chase, just, man, that right-hander in that chicane, look at the run. He starts to going to go up the inside, down into turn one.
Cruz Texter rolls him around the outside. and stays in first place. Wow, though, the number one starting to apply a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. We'll see if Cruz is able to withstand it. As you see Chase, they're going to try to go around the outside, put him on the inside, and this right-hander runs a little bit wide. Cruz is going to try to high-low him. Chase is able to make it stick.
Classic dirt track move, a high-low. We'll see if the 26 Cruz Texter can go with. We know he's got the pace, and you can see running completely different lines here to try to make something happen.
Look at Cruz sitting on the very back, trying to get tucked in.
So interesting to see here. Cruz Texter not allowing the number one to go away. There's no gap. Cruz Texter's really good coming down this hill, coming from turn 11 onwards until we get to that right-hander where the number one's really good. Whereas we start to come in this left, the number one's so good through this right-hander.
You see Cruz a little bit of a bobble.
Pushing on the limit, the 26, making an adjustment down the front straightaway.
That's smart, able to follow the rider that passed you in front, watch his lines, maybe pick up something. We know Cruz is really fast through this first part of the track where he was able to make up some ground when he was in the lead.
And I gotta tell you, there's somebody coming, 186, Nico Bandel does a 109.6, and you see him in the screen now. We're gonna have a 3-rider race for the win.
Definitely different riding style, a little bit bigger than the 2 riders in front of him. Say he's really far back, one of the only guys getting tucked in big time, trying to get that speed up the hill.
Trying to get every aero gain he can. Sits, like you said, quite far back on the seat. Maybe that's just due to he's a little bit taller rider. But Cruz Texter not allowing Chase Jazikoff to go away in this one, applying that pressure. I think this is going to be a great lap for Cruz.
Yeah. Cruz is fighting this race. Yesterday in the battles, he kind of lost out toward the end of those races. Look at a totally different rider today.
Yeah, he's just got to get through that right-hand corner. It looks like he gets through it a little bit better. He's trying as we go to the white flag.
1 lap to go. Not sure where Cruz is able to make the pass. He's able to close down the gap. He was a 10th lap that quicker than Chase, so it's close.
0.6 of a seconds between first and second as they come into a lapped rider in a very technical part here. It'll be interesting to see if the number one can get by, if it's going to hold him up. It might actually hold him up as he starts to roll around the outside. Doesn't look like it holds him up. Does the 26 get by? Yep, the race continues.
It helped Chase up a little bit, and that's going to hurt his drive up this hill.
Look at Cruz Texter getting a great run going into turn 11. I don't think he's going to be able to make a pass here, but maybe he can set something up going down the hill.
That's where he's been strong, coming down this hill. Look at him tucking in as soon as possible.
He's so close now. Nothing between the number one and 26 as they come into the final sector.
Chase has just been so strong through this chicane. Cruz is going to throw everything he can at it. We got 3 corners to go. Go right, left, right. This last left-hander onto the start-finish line. Chase sees the checkered flag again and able to hold off for another win.
Wow, that was a great race as well. What we thought didn't happen, and a total different running order than what we were expecting. I mean, Chase, the number one for a reason, but man, had a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, and Cruz Texter should be proud of that rider. That's a huge jump from yesterday.
Holy smokes, and we see on the timing and scoring, there was an epic battle with Cooper Jazikoff and Braun Nasonga. 0.002 between them. That's going to be another photo finish. Wow, yeah. You can see out in our booth, yeah, the parents are pumped on that one, how close it was. That's what this track is creating. It's creating some really great racing and some epic photo finishes.
Oh yeah, just that run out, that chicane there. When you're behind, it's a little bit easier to get that through that chicane. And you see riders like Cruz and Chase adjusting their lines, learning really quick.
Yeah, as we see the riders start to enter.
Esa es mi hija.
Park Ferme here.
Ese es mi nieto.
At the Briggs & Stratton Motorplex. Some awesome racing went down in the stock 50 class. this beautiful venue for the Mission Moto American Mini Cup National Final presented by Motul. We're going to run through the results. Chase Jazikoff, that great smile, takes the win over Cruz Texter. Nico Bandel closing in towards the end of that race, rounds out your podium. Cooper Jazikoff just narrowly beats Bron Masanga for 4th place. It's going to be crucial for the points. 6th, Michael Sarkis. Bruno Bolanos in 7th. 8th is Skylar Laux. 9th, Tasneem Salem. 10th, rounding out your 10th place is Zachary Tancredi. All on Honda Sierra 50s, as well as some amazing contingency from Honda. Honda put up some great contingency for all the riders, which helps out everybody in the class, the Stock 50 class. Just grooming the next generation. This is the opening